Each bottle tells a story. Each storefront, a history. But most liquor stores in GTA 5, they just tell me that they've failed every health inspection since 1997. And how do I know this? Well, because I spent the last week driving down every road looking for the best place to drown my sorrows. From wineries to corner dives, and even one deli that swears it sells mostly booze. Here's YouTube's first ever complete ranking of all 38 liquor stores in GTA 5. To start, we head to the Grand Senora Desert to Jean's Liquor Store. While driving down Marina Way, you'll come across this well-designed signage that might be the tallest liquor store sign in the game. However, when it comes to size, storefront, and robbability, it's hard to score considering that there's no actual building matching the sign. That's right, this sign stands all by itself in an empty lot along the southern shores of the Alamo Sea, with no liquor to show for. Taking 37th place, we have Downtown Liquor Deli. This almost fell into the honorable mentions area of the list because I'm not entirely sure if they focused on liquor or other products. However, since liquor is 1/3 of the signage, I thought we should count it. Just ahead of that, we have the second Downtown Liquor Deli, and just like the first, it's quite small with poor signage. The only detail that allowed it to sneak past its counterpart is the fact that its storefront looks a lot better, but it's also right across the street from a police station. The Eclipse branch of Liquor Deli has a slightly better location and better sales, but again, its name and general design only allowed it to get 35th place. Over in Davis, we have a small liquor deli which mostly benefits from its parking situation, with a parking lot around back, along the side, and street parking out front. That being said, its signage, sketchiness, and overall design is lacking, to say the least. The one and only liquor store in Hawick looks pretty filthy from the outside, and although it's not in a sketchy area, the building does look more off-putting than the surrounding area. It also struggled with the fact that it doesn't have a name. That being said, it does have a unique design. The A&R Market is another store that could be debated on this list, and that's because we can only speculate that it focuses on liquor and booze. That being said, it does have a larger size and a decent location in Vespucci. The Liquor Market scored very similarly to the A&R Market. With a similar name and size as well as basic design, this Liquor Market is a bit more clear about what it's selling, and although it sells many different goods, liquor is the biggest word on their sign. As you probably picked up, many of these low-scoring liquor stores don't actually have names, and 30th place falls into that category as well. This liquor store near Strawberry does feature great signage in a small parking lot, however, it is one of the smallest stores that we'll see in this video. Only benefiting from a slightly larger size and more populous location, this basic liquor store in Del Perro has very similar signage and subpar parking. The scores between the last two liquor stores were neck and neck with each other. Heading all the way up to Paleto Bay, there are only two liquor stores in town. The first and the worst is the Standard Liquor Store located across the street from the Paleto Bay Sheriff Department. So the robbability of this liquor store is fairly low, and despite its decent signage, it only got 28th place. The liquor market between Sandy Shores and Grapeseed along the southeastern banks of the Alamo Sea is one of the better stores for parking, with a dirt lot beside the building and 6 paved spots in front. The biggest detriment to the store is the fact that there's a larger, more well-known store right next door. Located on the fringes of Grapeseed County, the Grapeseed Liquor has a very similar amount of parking, with a larger size and a slightly better storefront, allowing it to sneak into 26th place. Our next two liquor stores basically tied for their positioning, as they're both liquor, beer, and wine stores, located in Strawberry. The first of which is located near the Vanilla Unicorn, and let's be honest, if you're looking to get drinks, you'd probably just go there instead. Also located in Strawberry is the Liquor, Beer, and Wine on Forum Drive, located right across the street from Franklin's auntie's house. This store might not be enterable, but it does have decent signage and an okay location with a little competition. Heading back towards Jean's Liquor Store, you might think that this area is shit out of luck when it comes to booze, but that's not the case, as a newer store has opened up about a block away. This liquor market doesn't have a great location for clientele, as it's evenly located between Sandy Shores and Harmony, both of which have their own liquor stores. Located in Rancho next to the Atomic Tire Shop, we have a well-designed unnamed liquor store. This store has wonderful signage and decent probability, though given the crime in the area and its general location, it scored fairly poorly. Placing 21st is our first winery. Being one of 3 Fruit of the Vine locations, this storefront might seem small, but it does have decent signage, and is the closest liquor store to most of the Vinewood Hills. However, you'll notice that the other Fruit of the Vine locations have more apparent and visible signage. Now, I was hesitant to add Chico's Hypermarket. Located on the south end of Mirror Park, this location has decent parking, a fun name, and is fairly robbable, being a good distance from any police station. Though, I'm not entirely sure if liquor is their main focus. As I previously mentioned, Harmony does have its own liquor store. Liquor Junior Market is a standalone building on the outskirts of town, and despite its sketchy storefront, it does have unique signage and a unique name, which helped it score a lot. Speaking of unique names, the Vespucci Liquor Market is the only liquor market to specify where it is on the actual signage. That being said, the parking situation and overall size of the storefront are very disappointing to say the least, especially considering there's a chain company just down the road. While searching for all these liquor stores, I noticed the sheer amount of unique storefronts around the map, including dozens of coffee shops, flower shops, jewelry stores, dispensaries, hotels, and even dealerships. If any of these businesses are something you'd like to see ranked, let me know in the comments below. We've already ranked every road, pool, island, helipad, gas station, apartment, billboard, drive-thru, and every stripper. Plus, at 75,000 subs, I'm gonna rank every parking lot. I have no clue how many there are. We'll figure that out when we get there. Heading back to liquor stores, in 17th place we have South LS Liquor, which has a one-of-a-kind design, though it does fall behind when it comes to parking and robbability, since there's not too many ways to escape the area in a high-speed pursuit. 16th place goes to the liquor store in Sandy Shores. This is the highest scoring liquor store that doesn't have a name, and it's mostly due to its size and signage, which reads, "By Pisswasser, it makes her pretty again," which is quite the tagline for a liquor store. In 15th place we have the second Fruit of the Vine wine merchant store. You'll notice compared to the last Fruit of the Vine that this store signage is yellow, and stands out a lot more. However, the addition of wine merchant was a little unnecessary. Liquor Parking in Mirror Park scored very high for its parking situation, as it almost feels like they're advertising the parking just as much as they are the liquor. That being said, the rest of the signage and storefront design are pretty abysmal. Scoop's Liquor Barn flew fairly low on my radar as I almost missed it. However, this uniquely named store surprisingly has an interior. Now, even if the door doesn't open, the interior mimics Rob's Liquor Stores, and there is ample parking here. So in addition to it being in a very useful location for Grand Senora Desert residents, it scored fairly well. Located under the same roof as the Vanilla Unicorn, the Brewer's Drop liquor store has one of the most unique names in the city. This unique liquor store is overshadowed in the area by the Vanilla Unicorn and the other liquor store around the corner. However, its overall design really helped bump its placement. Heading up to the second store in Paleto Bay, Del Vicio Liquor is likely the most popular liquor store this side of the Alamo Sea, having a better name and better signage than its competition in town. It's also much easier to rob as it's not right across the street from the sheriff department. Breaking into the top 10, we have Steamboat Beer's liquor store. Arguably having the best name of all the liquor stores, Steamboat Beers gives off safe and welcoming vibes with a good amount of parking in the area, as well as a large amount of foot traffic as it's located in Vespucci, not far from the beach. 9th place features the first properly enterable liquor store that we have. I think it's also important to note that every single properly enterable location is owned by Rob's Liquor. Rob's Liquor Marietta Heights is located a little far out from many people, though scored above average in every category and received bonus points as it is enterable, and therefore we can actually rob the place. Rob's Liquor Vespucci had a very similar scoring, though it's in a safer, busier community with better signage. Its biggest weak point is its robbability. Sure, it's an enterable liquor store so we can actually hold up the store owner. However, it's located just one block from the Vespucci police station, so response time will normally be pretty fast. Located in West Vinewood, Ellen's Liquor Lover is a one-of-a-kind storefront with bright colors, neon signage, and another fun name. However, it really falls apart when it comes to size and parking in the area. But when it's all said and done, this is the best scoring small name liquor store, as the rest of these are all big brand name companies. Now, Liquor Ace might not be very common around the map, having only one location, but we do know that it is a big brand name. As far as robbability goes, this location is enterable, though it doesn't have a store clerk. This is likely due to the fact that it's only being used as a front for TPI, Trevor Phillips Industries. But it does have a fully fleshed out interior on 2 floors, and is the largest liquor store in the entire game. The last Fruit of the Vine location can be found in Vespucci, and takes the best details of the previous 2 locations, keeping the yellow sign but removing the wine merchant text. This keeps the sign clean, simple, and still very visible along the street. It's also one of the only liquor stores in game to feature a parking lot out front, but it is fairly small compared to the top 4 stores. In 4th place, we have a chain liquor store that we haven't talked about yet. Liquor Hole has 2 locations on the map, and we'll be talking about the Vinewood location first. Having a lot of competition in the area from Eclipse Liquor Deli and Ellen's Liquor Lover, its location isn't ideal. This is compared to its Vespucci location, which scores 3rd place. Having less competition in its immediate vicinity and featuring more parking stalls, it just snuck past its counterpart into 3rd place, and is the best non-enterable liquor store in the game. In second place, we have another Rob's Liquor, located in Del Perro. This location has a clean storefront and amazing signage. Now, it does feature some competition just a few blocks away, but with ample parking across the street with the food court, this is the perfect place for anyone in the northwest of the city to pick up dinner and drinks to take home. Which means it's time to crown the #1 liquor store in Grand Theft Auto 5. And of course, it goes to another Rob's Liquor location. Being enterable really helps boost its score, and since this location has no competition and amazing signage, it was almost good enough to win on that alone. However, there is one feature that puts this above the rest, and that's the fact that it's nowhere near a police station, and you can quickly hit the highway and get away after robbing Rob's Liquor.